Hello guys, welcome to another episode on Yinka's Meals. My name is Yinka and I'm your host. Welcome! Yay! It's so good to be back again on a new episode. Yeah? So how was last week? And how was last week? I hope you guys are staying safe and I hope you guys are making the money. Welcome again to a new episode on Yinka's Meals. Happy Valentine's Day! Happy Valentine's Day, guys. I hope you guys are having a lovely time. I hope your lovers showed up. I hope you guys are boot up. I hope nobody ghosted anyone, for people that are in relationships, and for people who, want to do a little bit of, Valentine's Day. I hope you guys are just having a fantastic time. Me, I've been sleeping. I think that's one of the perks of being single, my Valentine's Day, sleeping. Of course, that's like after church, come home, sleep, chill, relax, release a new episode and allow you guys to enjoy it and soak into it, after having a wonderful Valentine's Day. Anyway, happy Valentine's Day to everyone who is listening right now on the podcast. I hope you guys are having a blast. I hope whatever love you guys are expressing towards each other, I hope it lasts. I hope this is what you want. Yeah, so I'm actually giving you guys my Valentine wishes. Quick question. I'm actually going to talk about, the 5 love languages, but just to digress a bit, since, this is like a Valentine episode. Personally, I don't think I've actually had like a Valentine like that. Like, this kind of Valentine celebrations, that we see, or that we see, sometimes in school, how, the guy goes all out to show the girl that, oh, I love you, it goes like the 9 yards. All that. Yeah, it's not something I've actually experienced. So, I'm saying that because I was actually thinking about the fact that should I talk about my Valentine experience on this podcast episode, or should I just go ahead and talk about the 5 love languages I said I was going to talk about? And I decided that I was going to go ahead and talk about the 5 love languages because I don't have enough experience to talk about Valentine, because like I said earlier, it's not something that I've actually experienced. Okay, yeah, Valentine is here right now. People will go out, have fun with their love. It's not something I've actually experienced. There was one time there was this guy that liked me. Then I was in 200 level, and this guy, I was in 200 level, and there was this guy that liked me, and it got me like a perfume. Yeah, I think that was what he got me. But for my other relationships, I can only speak of one anyway, the one that was the longest, the guy that I was with. So guys, my birthday is in March, yeah, and Valentine is in February. So I was in school, the guy was working, so this was how he usually does it. So every Valentine day, he would just like write me a very, very nice love note, and he would send it to me. Like, the love note is everything because it's filled up with all the words that I want, and that's why we're going to branch into talking about love languages. The love note is filled up with all the words that I want to hear. Like, this guy, he knows everything. Then, so on my birthday, which is March, whenever he's getting my gifts, he would usually combine my Valentine's gift and my birthday gift. So the gifts are kind of huge, because it's combining like 2 celebrations together, and that was how it worked then when I was with him. So anyway, so I'm trying to say that I would have actually really loved to talk about like a Valentine experience, like, oh, we did this, we did that, yada yada, but I've never experienced that. But if somebody was to ask me that what's my ideal Valentine Day experience, I'll probably say it has to be something very, very intimate. So when I say intimate, like maybe just the 2 of us in a very, very intimate space, doing something that we both enjoyed doing, and maybe renew our commitment towards each other. Yeah, I'm a mushy person. So I miss all the like celebrations and everything. I would like to just have like a few moments where me and this person we both renew our commitment towards each other. So if we're like in a relationship and not yet married, we like to talk about, how far we've come, the things that are keeping us together, just renew our commitment towards each other. I love you, I do this, I do that, yada yada, renew our commitment towards each other. And if we're married, it's feel like a time to just renew our vows. Yeah, it's something that can happen every day, because some people say Valentine should be every day, it should not just be once in February and then that's it. True, but whatever works for you. But for me, Sha, it's gonna be like an intimate experience. That's just me. I don't know about you guys, but that's just me. I would like to know about your Valentine experiences. If you can send it to me. I did a poll on my Instagram page. I was asking that I wanted to know if people actually, if they've always celebrated Valentine or it just, and I got a couple of answers. Some people said, oh yeah, they usually celebrate it. Some people like, nah, I'll pass, But anyway, I would like to hear from you guys. What's your ideal Valentine celebration? What's your ideal Valentine experience? Whether you're single or you're married or you're dating. So what's your ideal? And I also like to hear about the Valentines that you've experienced in the past. How did you go? What happened? And all that. You guys can always leave me a voice note if you are listening from Anchor. If you're not listening from Anchor, you can always shoot me an email, inkadeni@gmail.com, or you can follow me on my social media handles and slide into my DMs. I'm always happy to hear from you guys. Okay. Let's dive into today's topic. I already mentioned it briefly. I want to talk about love languages. And I'm saying that because we're in the love month and everybody's celebrating their lovers. For people like us that are single, we're celebrating ourselves. And celebrating the man wherever he is, openly celebrating us wherever he is. Yeah, that's bullshit, but okay. So love languages. I read about this book. I actually bought the book very long time ago, and I read about it by Gary Chapman. In case you want to check it out, Gary Chapman, Love Language, the 5 love languages, and I read about it. I think somebody borrowed the book. I don't even know where it is. I have to check my library to find out where the book is. But anyway, 5 love languages. And I'm sure something that you guys probably have heard over and over and over again. Word of affirmation, quality time, physical touch, acts of service, receiving gifts. Okay, now, so for these 5 love languages, this does not mean that everybody has just 1 or 2 or 3 or no. What it means is that for these 5 love languages, between like couples or friends or whatever, you have to be able to express it, but one might just be more than the other. So maybe for you now, quality physical touch might be like your number 1. Like if you're in a relationship with someone, or if you are with anything with somebody and there's no physical touch in play, then you just know in your head that this person does not love me, this person does not like me. Maybe that's for you. For somebody like me now, words of affirmation and quality time. Words of affirmation and quality time, they're just something like they go hand in hand together. For somebody like me, when we're having conversations, there's some things that you would just say, and I can actually tell a lot about you. Like, oh, this person is like this person like. It's not like I'm assuming, because even the scripture says that out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaketh, and that's why communication is so important to me. Like, if you know me, I want to communication is very, very important to me. So words of affirmation and quality time. Yeah. So I just want to break it down in case maybe you're listening, you're a newbie, you've heard about it, but you don't really know much about it. So words of affirmation. So maybe you're kind of person you want your partner or your friends, because some of these love languages can actually also apply to your friendship with other people or with your friends. So words of affirmation, like you want your partner to say, I believe in you, I trust you, I care about you. Words that affirm the relationship. It's just like saying I love you. Do you get? It's as little as that or as big as that. I was talking to a friend last week and she was telling me about a boyfriend, and then we're talking about the I love you phase, and I was like, oh, who said I love you? And she's like, oh, he said I love you first. And so I was like, okay, do you say it back? Because so let's say she has not said it back, and the guy, I'm just assuming now, and the guy is his love language, or one of his major love languages is words of affirmation. Whenever he says I love you, and she doesn't say it back, it feels a certain way, because it might feel in the mind that, oh, maybe she doesn't love me enough, or maybe you put in for a bid, you put in for a job, and you told your partner or your boyfriend, like, oh, you're going to get it, I believe in you, you're the smartest person. Okay, oh babe, I'm going for the interview this morning. Oh, you're going to ace it, you're going to do this, you're going to do that. Words of affirmation, knowing that somebody has your back, is a different case if somebody loves you and then they show it. But then somebody loves you and they show it and they say it, they affirm it. Very, very big. I was talking to my friend and I was saying that in Nigeria here, a lot of our parents, they don't know about all these love languages. They don't even know how to tell you I love you. A lot of Nigerian parents don't know how to tell you I love you, even to their kids, so how much more themselves. So when something happens and they know that they are at fault, instead of them to say, I'm sorry, to say that, okay, something, they rather do an act of service, like preparing you a meal. They will not say, I've cooked, go and eat. Ada, go and eat. Or they will say, or maybe you've been asking them for something for a very long time. They will now use the opportunity to say, oh, I bought you that shoe that you've been asking me for, or that dress that you told me you wanted, I eventually bought it for you. That's their own way of saying they're sorry. It might be a little bit toxic, but that's the way they were brought up. I'm sure their own parents, a lot of our parents here in Nigeria and probably Africa, they didn't grow up with that mentality where, you affirm your kids, you talk to them, you let them know that they mean so much to you. They just, take it up on top of their head, like, okay, as long as I'm doing this, I expect you to know that this is how I feel about you. In today's day and age, in a relationship, you don't have to say that, okay, I provide for you, I buy this for you, I do that for you. Yes, all those things are also acts of service, are also, love languages, which are good. But if this person's love language, if our priority number one is words of affirmation, then there's already, a problem somewhere. Because no matter what it is that you're doing, the wife will say, or the girlfriend will say, he does not love me, or the boyfriend will say, she doesn't love me. And that's because even though you're showing it, their number one thing, you're not doing it. I hope that makes sense. Number 2, quality time, spending time with each other. So people, that's their love language. Like, I know I read a post on Twitter one time, and the lady was saying that if she's staying in the same city with her boyfriend, best believe it, they must see each other every weekend. And some other people are saying maybe 3 times in the every weekend. So some people are saying that, okay, maybe 3 times in a month, or and people were giving their varying opinions. And some people were like, no, even if we are staying in the same city, once in a month. Now, let us take the example of person I want to be seeing once in a month. That person I want to be seeing once in a month. If that person is dating somebody that quality time is their love languages, then there will be wahala. Because your partner wants to spend time with you. Your partner wants to, enjoy your presence, wants to savor you, but in your presence and everything. But if you're the kind of person that, I love you, but, I just want space, I just want to be able to do my own thing, then there will be issues. So you need to figure out your love language, and be able to discuss it. So another thing is, it's not just enough to know that this is your love language, It's not just enough to figure that out. It is much more important to also be able to tell your partner that this is my love language. I know that there are other ways that you can love me, but if you have not loved me in the way I want to be loved, then there will be issues. Do you understand? So it's always very nice to communicate the kind of our love languages to our partners. Another love language I want to talk about is physical touch. Touch. There's somebody in my office that we usually call Mr. Touchy, because this person cannot, have a 5-minute conversation with you without tapping you on your hand. There's a word I usually call it. The person is so handsy. Yeah. Okay. So for partners, for people in relationships or whatever ships that you're in, physical touch might also be one of your love languages. But the most important thing is that just talk to your partner about it. I know somebody, I don't want to mention how the person is to me. I know somebody that she's not a physical touch person. She's like the person that says she wants to see her partner once in a month. That is how she is when it comes to physical touch. She wants like personal space, don't move too close. And she always say that even if she's dating, like no, she won't be seeing her partner on a daily because nah. So just imagine that kind of person dating someone whose primary love language is physical touch. There'll be an issue because the guy will feel like every time I try to touch you, every time I reach out to you, you're always like, oh, don't touch me, I'm not in the mood, yada yada yada. So these are the things. Communicate your love languages with your partner so that you and the person or persons can be on the same page. Act of service. Now, this is one that I know that Africans, Nigerian parents, I can only speak about Nigeria because I'm Nigerian, they don't lack. Nigerian, although they don't know it's an act of service, you just know that I'm doing this because I love you, even though they will not say I love you. So particularly our parents too, I'm not talking about like we youngins and all, our parents know how to do like act of service. But like my dad now, there was a time when my mom's work was very, very busy, like she worked long hours. We're still quite young then, and before she got back from work, sometimes she would come in late, like around 10, and before she gets back from work, my dad would have been back early. My dad would make dinner, so she'll just come home, eat, take a bath and go to bed. And this was something that my dad was doing on a steady, whenever our job demanded it. So that's an act of service, yeah? There's some other couples that some men, they will probably wait for their wives to come back from wherever she went to and then come and start cooking. That one is terribly bad. So for all these kind of people, now that's an act of service. So there are some men like that, they do act of service. Some women like that, they do act of service. You just have to find out which one is your primary love language. Discuss with your partner about it. This is my primary love language. Of course, all the love languages, I'm accepting of it, but they're just one that are much more important to me than the other. And then the final one, receiving gifts. Ooh. This is Valentine season. Everybody wants to collect gifts. Everybody wants to collect gifts. What did you get for me? What did you buy for me? Yada yada yada. Everybody wants to collect gifts. I remember during this week, I saw one of Cardi B's tweets, and she was saying that, okay, she first said something like, if your boyfriend gets you flowers, buy him grass. And then she came back again, and she was like, at the end of the day, what she's trying to say is that, the woman's gift must be much more expensive than the man's. Whatever works for you, My point is that everyone loves gifts. But just like I said, some gifts, some love languages just rank higher than the other. So you just have to figure it out. So don't say that because my girlfriend or my boyfriend's love language So don't say that because my boyfriend or my girlfriend is not their love language. Receiving gifts is not like their primary love language. You're not say, I won't buy for them, or I won't buy gifts for them because you feel that that's not one of their primary love languages. No, that's wrong. Buy gifts for your partners. Buy gifts, exchange gifts. Let them know that, you're thinking about them. Oh, I saw this. I thought about you. I knew that it would look nice on you. Oh, I saw this. I know that you needed it. Be thoughtful towards your partners. But at the end of the day, just find out your partner's love languages. If your partner's love language, if our primary love language is receiving gifts, which means that receiving gifts comes before words of affirmation, comes before quality time, comes before physical touch, comes before acts of service. So which means if you're dating someone whose primary love language is receiving gifts, before you do any of the other four, you must constantly be doing receiving gifts, and then the rest can come into play, like words of affirmation, physical touch, acts of service, blah 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 blah. They can now begin to come into play. So you just have to figure it out. What is my partner's primary love language, and how can I make sure I'm able to, how can I be of service? How can I make sure that I'm on point, I'm on game when it comes to, loving my partner or letting them know that I care about them? Okay, guys, we've come to the end of today's episode on the podcast, Love Languages. I'd like to know, what are your love languages? What are your primary love languages? What are the things that your partners, whenever they do them, it gets you on the eye that, yes, this man is in love with me. Yes, this man is crazy about me. I want to know. Don't forget to also share with me your Valentine Days experience, the one you had this year, the one you had last year, and also your ideal Valentine experience. I like if you could choose how you wanted your Valentine Day to be, to go, how would you choose it? I would also like to know about that. Don't forget, you can always slide into my DMs on social media. Follow me on all my social media platforms, guys. Follow me. Also, subscribe to my YouTube channel, guys. Please, let's grow this community. Thank you, guys. Have a fruitful week ahead. Cheers. Mwah.